Hey everybody, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I have to say that even though I hate winter, February is one of my favorite months because it feels like it's kind of like the Wednesday of the seasons. Like I feel like it's kind of the hump day, the hump month of winter for us. We've passed usually our worst winter weather most of the time, except for those crazy times that it snowed in like March. But I feel like we're kind of on the downhill slide going towards spring in February. I love how all the Valentine's Day stuff is out in the stores. I love like the colors, and I love February, and I love Valentine's Day. And a little while ago I did a baby names I love but I won't be using Christmas and winter edition, and I thought it'd be really fun to do a Valentine's Day edition. So if you like baby name videos, which like I do, I think baby names are really interesting, and I like hearing what other people like and what they don't like. So if you like baby name videos, you will love today's video because it is all Valentine love type themed names, baby names. I have 5 girl names and 5 boy names. Actually, I may have 6 girl names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I do have 6 girl names and 5 boy names. I couldn't narrow down one of the girls' names. So I've got a little bit of information about each name, and I just think it's really fun to kind of talk about it and see what you guys like. Hey guys, I just wanted to hop on here really quick again before the video and let you know this is actually a collaboration with my friend Ashley. She has had a YouTube channel for a long time, but she stopped posting on there, but I've been following her on Instagram. She's very active on Instagram, and recently she decided to kind of go back and recommit to her YouTube channel. She's getting ready to have another baby, and so she's been posting vlogs on there, and she's a homeschool mom, and so I'm really excited that she's back to posting on her YouTube channel because I loved her videos back when she was making them, and I love watching her on Instagram. As I said, she is a homeschool mom and having another baby on the way that's due pretty much any minute now. She's a Christian, and she is just so smart, and I love listening to her talk. She's got the neatest voice, and she's got the most beautiful singing voice. So she's going to be doing vlogs on her channel. I hope she starts doing some homeschool videos on there as well. So I thought this was the perfect video to collaborate with her on since she is pregnant right now and due here in the next few weeks. I thought it'd be really fun to do this video with her. So make sure when you get done watching my video that you head on down to the description box where her video will be linked. You can hear her Valentine's Day baby names that she likes but won't be using. I know you guys will love her and her personality and her sweet little family, so I will have her links in the description box for you guys. So make sure you check out her video when you get done watching mine, and let's get into it. So the first girl name that makes me think of Valentine's Day or love is Amaya. It's a variation of the name Amy. It's a French name and it means beloved. So I just think it's a really pretty name, and it's pretty unique. I like different unique names, and I really do like that name. I think it's really pretty. This one was the one I was getting ready to take out, this next one. I was going to take it out because it's so cliche, but I like the name Love, but because it is very cliche, I would not name my daughter that. But I do think it's a pretty name, and obviously love makes you think of love and Valentine's Day and all that stuff. But I just think it is a little too just like obvious. So I wouldn't name my daughter that, but I do really still like the name. Another baby girl name that is love and Valentine's Day themed that I would not name my child is February. I talked about this, I think, in the baby names video for winter, that January is another really neat name that I do like, and I like unique names, and I like names also that aren't technically used for names very often, and I think February is definitely one of them, but I just think it's a little too out there. But February means purification feast. It is Latin, so even though the meaning behind the name doesn't mean like love or anything like that, obviously Valentine's Day is in February, so it makes me think about Valentine's Day. But I wouldn't name my daughter that, but I do think it's a really pretty name. The next baby girl name that I like but would not use is Rose, and it is a Latin name that rose to popularity in 2016. It was 154 on the baby name list in 2016. It says Rose is one of the oldest sweet smelling flower names that has had a remarkable revival, specifically as a middle name, with parents Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck naming their daughter Rose. I do like the name, and I think it's a beautiful flower. I love roses, but I do think it's an older name, and I don't typically like older names. I really like newer, kind of fresh, more contemporary names. So even though I like the name Rose, I wouldn't name my daughter that because I do think it's a little bit of an older name. So for that reason, I wouldn't choose it, but it is really pretty. Okay, you guys are going to laugh at me for the next one, but I like the name Esme. If you are a Twilight fan like I am, then you know that Esme is the mom, like the vampire clan's mom's name. Her name is Esme. And then the mortal girl, her mom's name is Renee. And so when they have a baby, they name it Renesmee, which that's awful. But Esme on its own is pretty cute, and I like it that it's unique. And it means esteemed, beloved emerald. Its origin is French. And it's a favorite among celebrities, including Samantha Morton, Michael J. Fox, and Katie Seagal, whoever that is. I don't know who that is. But it mentions in this information too. It says Esme got a lot of publicity via the character Esme Cullen, the vampire matriarch of the Olympic Coven in Twilight's saga movies. So it is from the movie. That's the first time I ever heard of it. But I did hear a little girl the other day somewhere named Esme. And I was like, huh, I kind of chuckled to myself because it made me think of Twilight. But I like the name, but I would not name my daughter that because I do think it's a little bit out there. And I don't think it's quite as cute as some of these other names, but I do like the name. And the last baby girl name that is like Valentine's Day kind of loved theme that I absolutely love is Karis. I think Karis is a beautiful name, and I had never even heard of it until about 6 months ago. My oldest daughter actually has a friend named Karis. Karis is a Welsh name that means love, and I think it is such a beautiful name. You could spell it with a K or a C. And I think it's really unique. And like I said, I like names that not everybody has heard a million times over. And so I really think it definitely fits that bill. And it says, common in Wales, the name Karis was introduced to America when Welsh-born Catherine Zeta-Jones and her husband Michael Douglas chose it for their daughter in 2003. It's a beautiful name that means love, so it's not an overly like outwardly lovey-dovey Valentine's Day name. But I think it's a beautiful name anyway, but especially if you have a baby due in February, I think it would be a beautiful way to kind of get a love name in there without it sounding too lovey-dovey, if that makes sense. So those are my 6 baby girl names that are kind of love, Valentine themed that I love, but I would not use. And so now I'm going to get on to the boys' names. I have 5 boy names, and the first baby boy name is actually Davis. Davis is a new alternative to David, and it actually means it's a Hebrew name that means beloved. David means beloved, and so Davis is kind of like the new spin-off version. And I do really like that name, but it sounds a little too soap opera-ish to me. You know, like there's always some guy with like this really kind of unique name. And I don't know, it's not my favorite name, but I do really like it, and it is different. I've never heard anybody named Davis before as a first name, except for Casey Holmes on YouTube. She just got married, and her husband's name is Davis. So I do like the name, but I wouldn't choose it. But I think it's a good name if you want kind of a modern form of David. I think it's a good choice. And that kind of leads me into my next name, which is David, which does mean beloved, and it is a Hebrew name. It was number 19 actually on the popularity list in 2016. So there are many famous Davids in history. David Copperfield, Davy Crockett, David Letterman, David Beckham. So quite a few Davids in the celebrity world. But also I just think it's a beautiful Bible name, but it is a little bit done to death. So I like the name, I like the meaning behind it, but I think, like I said, I like unique names. I have said that so many times in this video, but I really do. I like different and unique names that aren't just everybody in the world is named that or knows somebody that's named that. So it's a little bit overdone, so I wouldn't choose it, but I do really think it's a pretty name, and I like the name, like the meaning behind it. And I like that it's a Bible name, but I just think it's done a little bit too much. My next one is one that I had never heard either as a first name, and it's Connolly. Connolly is actually a kind of a derivative of Connor, and it's an Irish name that means love and friendship. So I think it's a really neat name, and I don't know, have you ever met anybody with a first name Connolly? I think it's really different, so I do like that name. I also like the name Lennon. I actually went to school with a guy named Lennon, and he was like the cutest thing ever. But I've never heard of it other than him. He was the only person I've ever known who had a first name of Lennon. And you could spell it L-E-N-N-A-N or L-E-N-N-O-N. And it is a derivative of the name. It's an Irish name that means lover. So definitely has a love Valentine's theme, but not obvious or overly obvious. But I think it's a really neat, unique name. That is definitely a good one if you want a love-themed name. My last baby name that I love that is Valentine's or love-themed, but I would not use, is Beau. Beau is actually a French name that means handsome, and when I think about Beau, I think about Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, and how she was always talking about her beaus, like her boyfriends that she had. And of course that makes me think about love and romance. It says, Beau suggests someone that is devilishly handsome, with a large measure of Southern charm. So there's like the Gone with the Wind reference. Often solely a nickname in the past, it's now standing firmly on its own, this year ranking at 187 on the highest it's ever been on the name list, I guess. That was back in 2017. I think it's a really cute name. I don't tend to like one-syllable names. Isn't that weird? Like, do you guys have names that you just like, they're just too short? But I do like that name. I think it's a really cute name for a boy, but I wouldn't choose it. There are other ones that I like more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, learning a little bit more about these names, and maybe you're pregnant and it helped you to figure out maybe some names you would like to name your kids, or you're not pregnant, but maybe one day you want to have kids and you kind of like hearing about the meanings behind things. I hope you guys enjoyed the Love and Valentine's Day edition. Make sure you let me know in the comments below if you like this video, because I'm planning on doing one maybe for St. Patrick's Day, which I'm really excited about, because being Irish, I love so many Irish names. I love the way they sound, and of course it would sound even better if I had an Irish accent, but I love Irish names, and I would really like to do one of those for St. Patrick's Day. So if you guys would like to see that, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below that you would like to see that, so that I know to film it for you guys. And also let me know just in general, do you like these names? Which one would you pick if you had, if you were going to have a little girl or a little boy and you wanted kind of a Valentine's theme name? Would you pick any of these? And if so, which ones do you like? And what other names would you suggest that you like for baby names? So leave me all that stuff in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.